Well, hello there. I'm Tom, and hopefully you're about to come along with me on a virtual walk around some of the urban area in Jersey. We're in the outskirts of St. Helier. We're zooming into Howard Davis Park, where this video starts. After leaving the park, we walk down Don Road and then up Mary Street before turning into Belvedere Hill, where we walk past the Merton Hotel. We then walk back through the park, down La Colomberie, into Francis Street, then St. James Street, and finally cross over into Ann Street. Hi everybody. At the end of part 2 I had a walk around part of Howard Davis Park, and very lovely it looked too. So if you missed that, you might want to check it out. At the moment we're just passing through, but we do come back before the end of this video and walk up the path to the front gate. This is Don Road, and we're heading towards Georgetown. And shortly we'll be turning into Mary Street, where my mother had a house. Morning. And where my first ever memories were based. I can still clearly remember a few things from back then, when I was aged about 5, maybe 6 or 7. Growing older is a funny thing. I can hardly remember what I've had for breakfast nowadays. Yet I can remember details and even emotions from the house in Mary Street. And here we are in Georgetown. And this is Mary Street. It seemed a lot longer and a lot steeper when I was a kid. And all this area to the right was where our house stood, Sherland Lodge. The house ran down the street, and behind it we had a big, unkempt garden. Boy, did we get up to some mischief in there.
Sherland Close.
I think the states of Jersey took advantage of my mother way back then to buy the house off of her for virtually nothing. And then they had the cheek to name the flats they built there Sherland Close. Oh well, the less said about that, the better. Let's carry on up the hill. This is the Merton Hotel on the left, and the much newer Merton Suites on the right. Well, the plan was to take the Mont Pinel path and road all the way through to Montmilley, but for some reason it's closed off.
Morning.
So I'm gonna have to do an about turn and see where we get to.
So, I'm blocked off.
Okay, so it doesn't seem like we've got much choice here. We're gonna have to walk past the Merton Hotel. And so we make an unscheduled return to Howard Davis Park. In front of us, waiting hungrily to devour my footsteps, is La Colomberie. Crikey, perhaps I shouldn't drink so many gin and tonics while I edit this. In the old days, this area was strongly associated with the tourist trade, mainly because there were a number of hotels at its eastern end, including the Ritz. Hotel guests would walk along the length of La Colomberie, and those staying on the seafront at Havre des Pas would pass through it on their way to the main shopping areas. Now, this part of town is feeling a little bit sad and neglected. This tiny street is Francis Street, and just ahead by the Admiral pub is St James Street. There was a time, a long time ago, that I used to have a regular pint in the Admiral. I've probably not set foot in there now for, 20 years. And this little street is Ann Street, and it's the start really of the complete redevelopment of this side of town. I've done a few videos showing all of the construction in the area ahead, but the change is remarkable. And that, my friends, is about it for today's video. There's one more part to come where we'll end up walking through the market and down the main drag, King Street. I hope you've enjoyed it so far, coming along with me on this virtual walk around town. If you have, hitting the like button is much appreciated. Also, feel free to join our growing band of people who leave comments. We're getting to be a little Jersey-loving community, and that's great. Thanks so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you all again soon.